Pálame, 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 pálame.
People of St. Martin, the first parliament of our country is nearing its end. In a few weeks, the 4-year term, which began on October 10, 2010, will be over. As your first appointed Prime Minister in 2010, I promised you then that I would, amongst other things, build a strong foundation for our new country, bridge the social and political divides, work for all of the people, strengthen the delicate social fabric with strong and lasting fibers, and to make it work. I began the process of building this young country of ours. I have had the opportunity to lead 3 governments, to run the Ministry of General Affairs, and to represent St. Martin at many international forums. But the most important role has been to encourage, stimulate, and promote the building of our young country. We have had some turbulent times, and many lessons have been learned. But through it all, I have been able to provide a stability and governance and have been the rock on which our country was able to progress. In fact, I am convinced that the stability and resilience that our country has demonstrated these past years is a credit to this steadfastness. And so, at this juncture and milestone, we must reflect on how far we have come in spite of it all. Many of the last 14 years have been dominated by the efforts to accomplish the political desire as expressed by the people of St. Martin in the constitutional referendum of 2000. I took this mandate of the people, making it my focus and serving it with all the passion and energy I had to give. After many long days and months, we all bore witness to the proud moment of October 10, 2010. Although there were voices of resistance along the way, we held on and we succeeded. Together, we accomplished a feat that many describe as impossible. The leadership and stability during past years allowed for many major accomplishments. We developed our airport and harbor port. We improved education through foundation-based education in all our schools and provided new vocational training opportunities. We beautified many places across the country, including Phillipsburg and St. Peters. We improved roads and built roundabouts, community centers, the Festival Village, the Simpson Bay Fish Market, the W. Plants Jetty in Phillipsburg, the Melford Hazel Auditorium, and a new fire and ambulance department. We improved our energy infrastructure with new engines for GB and installed a fiber optic cable. We also undertook the very important social economic initiative and helped to improve the standard of life for our citizens. These are all tangible and visual projects that were integral to the growth and development of our country. However, progress is all about institutions. The constitutional foundation was laid, and the institutions that provide the necessary checks and balances, like the Council of Advice, the Council for the Enforcement of Justice, and the Ombudsman, were created. These institutions, as well as the Court of Justice, serve to protect the people against misuse and abuse. They are an important part of our democracy. The country that is St. Martin today is governed by a new government structure. This is an accountable and disciplined government that requires knowledge and experience to manage and maximize the new authorities and competencies we have acquired. We need ministers who understand and respect the office they occupy, and parliamentarians who will continue to put country first and above all else. Now we need to consolidate our gains and work on new ones. Fellow St. Martiners, on the 29th of August, you, the voters of St. Martin, are called to vote, another bedrock of our democratic system. This election will put forward persons for the second parliament of our country, starting on the 10th of October 2014, for a term of 4 years. This has been a long campaign season, with political parties presenting their candidates and all of their ideas to the voters, hoping to get the mandate from the people to govern this country for the next 4 years. It has sometimes also been a confusing campaign, with many saying things and doing things that we would not have expected on our friendly island. But indeed, this is politics. And when the dust is settled after election day, I hope we all remember that we have to share this island that we so lovingly call home. Having said that, I call on all to move away from negativity and divisiveness and realize that many call our island home and that voting, indeed contesting an election, is a fundamental part of our growth as a nation. I would also like to urge everyone who is eligible to vote to do so early and to do so with a clear conscience. Fair and free elections are the most important act for citizens of a democratic society. Vote for whom you think can represent you as an individual and represent all St. Martiners for the next 4 years, and who will make this country into a shining beacon in the region in terms of transparency and good governance. Do not fall into the trap of vote buying or any spurious activity that will bring our democracy into question or indeed bring the reputation of St. Martin into disrepair. Exercise your right and exercise it truthfully and honestly as a citizen of this great country. Similarly, it is quite easy to get caught up in the excitement of election day. Remember that this is a serious occasion, one that has significant consequences for not only the next 4 years, but in the overall development of this country. I also urge the community to act in accordance with the law and not intimidate or coerce anyone who is exercising their democratic right to vote. Be civil and respectful of others as they should be of you, and realize the seriousness of that most fundamental act that so many in the world are not able to exercise, to democratically choose our representatives in Parliament. Lastly, I urge all citizens to respect the outcome of the election, to adhere to the mandate that would have been given democratically by the voters to those who they see fit to represent the island and govern this land. We have to acknowledge and put trust in the democratic system and the working thereof. Put your confidence in a parliament that will represent you for 4 years and who will elect a council of ministers that will run government for the next 4 years for all of the people of St. Martin, and I stress all. I wish political parties and their candidates the best of luck and urge all candidates to keep themselves to the electoral laws of this country. I wish all of St. Martin a peaceful and fruitful election day, and may we all respect the mandate that is given to the people, by the people, to those they see fit to govern and represent. Remember that once election is over, it is no longer about individuals, their ideas, their pet projects, and their vision. It then becomes about we the people, and those who will govern us. I thank you and wish you good luck, and may God continue to bless this nation of ours, where we will have to continue to live and respect one another before, during, and after election.